Hello Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma, welcome to the Culinary Kitchen. This is Chef Jason of Native Chef LLC. Today we're going to be doing a really fun recipe called Bison corn cake open faced tacos. Really easy to make. Got all the ingredients in front of me. I'm ready to go. Got a lot to do, so again you got to look at that recipe and think what we need to do first. And we're going to start browning our bison, and we're going to make a homemade taco seasoning, and we're going to get that simmering. So that'll be the first step. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Thank you again to the Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma for bringing me in to present from my home here. I sure love what I do, and I love doing these videos. And again, thank you for watching. We'll get started. Okay, I preheated my pan here at a little bit deep sauce pot, and I'm going to add the bison. And the best time to break up the bison is when it's raw. So this initial time, you really want to spend some time breaking this up. That's how you get the coarse, really fine taco meat. Took about 3 minutes, and basically I was breaking it up almost a whole time, and that's the key to really getting nice fine meat. And if you don't really take the time to break it up when it's raw, it's really difficult to do after it's cooked. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our seasoning. We're going to add our chili powder, cumin, paprika, granulated garlic, black pepper. Take a couple minutes and really stir these seasonings into the meat. And then once the bison meat has been really coated well with these seasonings, we're going to want to add some water, and we're going to bring this to a boil. And then once at a boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer, and we'll simmer uncovered until basically almost all the liquid has evaporated. Next up, we'll make our corn cake batter. So what I have some all-purpose flour here. It's equal parts of all-purpose flour and cornmeal, and you get the recipe. This is actually half of what the recipe you'll get will have, but this should make about 6 corn cakes. So we'll add our dry ingredients first. We'll make that mix. Just mix that up really well. And then next up, we'll start making our wet ingredients. So I added 1 egg, some melted butter, some milk, and I'm going to whisk this together really well. And then we'll add it to our dry ingredients here. And then we'll add just a tad bit of water just to get the consistency we're looking for. You want a thick batter. It's not going to be thin like pancake mix. You could make it that thin. It'll be just thinner, but the thicker they are, the more thicker they'll be when we're cooking them. Okay, I have the batter here, and I've preheated a large skillet here, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. I'm going to really coat the bottom of our pan. We want about medium heat, so we don't want to burn them, but we want to make sure that when we put them down. So all I do is I just take a spoonful like this and simply just drop the batter. We want to let them cook on the first side for about 2 minutes, and as you can see right here, there's holes that are starting to come up on the sides, and then some on top. So they're about ready to cook. You see how much they flipped up. That's why if you wanted a thinner one, just make the batter thinner. But if you keep the batter nice and thick, they puff up nicely. And we'll just give these a quick flip, and they become this nice golden brown color for nice for presentation. And then once they're done here, we'll plate, we'll put a couple corn cakes down here on the bottom, and then that hamburger or the bison meat really cooked well. The moisture is mostly out of it now. There's a little bit of moisture in there, but not too much. So we'll spoon that right on top. Then we'll take a little bit of cheese. And then what I did here is I took a sandwich bag and I put some light sour cream in it, and I sealed it, pushed all the air, then I trimmed the end off. And it's a nice way to get a nice garnish on top using this, and makes it look nice. We just do a little squiggly line like that. And then we'll finish it off with a little bit of chopped up cilantro for a color. Yeah, I don't know how much you guys have made corn cakes at home, but these are really delicious. I make them, and what I try to sometimes do is I'll supplement the bread. Like if I'm going to have a sandwich, instead of bread, I'll actually make a sandwich with the corn cakes. And you can have these for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can make the cold cut sandwich for in the morning. You can put some fresh berries on top and maybe a little bit of, maple syrup or sugar-free syrup. For dinner, you can use them on the side or on top of some meat on top, just like we did, some sliced steak or sliced chicken, or just have it, dip it like a dipping bread. You could also do that. And the recipe you'll get makes about, I think about 12 or 13 of these cakes about that big. And again, if you want to make them smaller or make them bigger or thin the batter out, they'll cook quicker, and you can have them that way as well. So really had fun making this recipe. Another good thing is the ingredients that I gave you for the taco seasoning for the bison. Use that same recipe for chicken, for regular beef, for pork. It's actually a sodium-free taco seasoning, and what I did was I didn't put any salt with this bison meat. But if you do add salt, what's nice about this recipe is that you add it right before you're going to eat. And the reason is a lot of people put a lot of salt in before, and then they start cooking it, and then they taste it, and the salt flavor is gone, but the sodium content stays, so they have to re-season. So if you're ever making a chili or a stew or taco meat like this, don't season it. If you're going to season with salt, don't do it until literally right before you're going to eat. That way the sodium flavor is fresh on the taste buds, and you don't have to add any before and then after again. So try this, try the amounts of seasoning for other meats, and just kind of make a bottle. That's what I do at home here. I make a bottle of my seasoning mix. That way I can just add a teaspoon or a tablespoon or whatever I need. So thank you for watching. I sure appreciate it. I had a great time. I'm going to enjoy a quick lunch here. And again, stay safe out there, and thank you so much for watching. Miigwech.